Are you tired of having vision with zero results? You know, the other day I was talking to someone and they were telling me that I often come to them with ideas. I often have things that I want to talk about. Pretty much, this is my third time actually having a genuine conversation with this person. And we were talking about directions I could go in my career and things that I could do. And they told me, hey, you always have good ideas. However, whenever we talk, it's always another thing that you're kind of trying to do or you're thinking about doing. And that makes people actually not want to talk to you. Because every time you come around, it's something new. It's something that you want to do. It's something that you're never on a steady path, but it's something that you want to go off and veer and do, or an idea that you have, or whatever it may be. And this just makes people not want to talk to you. The person said that, hey, it's not me specifically, but what I do know is that this can make people not want to talk to you. That really, I would say, bothered me a little bit, being someone that is going into clinical mental health, someone that's my job for a living is going to be talking to people. I want people to want to talk to me. I want people to feel comfortable with me. And I always seek to create spaces of vulnerability. That's the reason why I even have conversations about what I'm truly feeling. So I processed it, said, hey, I really appreciate that, man. Thank you. Honestly, was quiet after that. Didn't have much to say. Didn't have much to want to say. Pondered on it, thought about it for about a day. And I actually feel like I got some clarity. One, this individual is right. They're right. It does make people not want to talk to me. Whenever I'm speaking of ideas and I'm speaking of things that I want to do and speaking of things that I desire to accomplish, and then it may all go in different directions, but I'm trying to find direction, right? And as I believe, as we have friends and people that we talk to, we could find guidance and wisdom and direction from our friends. So that's why it was a place for me to be able to speak. But as I stated, this individual was actually right. They were right because they also mentioned that not everybody is for you. Not everybody is for you. And it's not that he's not for me. That's not what I'm saying. But the truth is not everybody is for you. And what I've learned from that statement that he made for me, that entire statement, talking about how people may not want to talk to me and the not everybody's for me, what I learned from that is that there's a lot of visionary people. We all have vision. We all have things that we want to do. If you're a big thinker like myself, you have vision. You have things that you want to execute in life. You have places that you want to be. You have places that you want your family to be. You have things that you want to obtain through this short-lived, long life that we have, that God has blessed us with. And I realized, number one from this is that a lot of people, take note, a lot of people begin to lose vision. A lot of people begin to forget to dream. A lot of people, that gets sucked out of them through life, especially older people. And I would say people, what I've found is I often find this, unfortunately, in conversations with other black men, is that a lot of people actually lose the ability to dream. There's nothing wrong with dreaming. There's nothing wrong with the desire of just a dream of, hey, I want to, what if I could? That's what it is. That's what a dream is. What if I could possibly obtain this or could possibly accomplish this one day? That's all a dream is. Or just the vision of being able to see that, man, what if I could possibly actually live that out? So I learned in that conversation that not everybody, people begin to lose their ability to dream. Secondly, I learned from that conversation is that there's a difference between dreamers and executors. Now, I have my best friend. He's amazing. This is my boy. This is my brother. I could go have a conversation with him. I've told him at least 50 business ideas. He's never told me, hey, I don't want to talk to you anymore. And this is where I was messed up, because it was like, man, you know what? How can I have 3 conversations with this guy and he's like, hey, it makes people not want to talk to you, but I can have thousands of conversations with my boy And he's like, hey, good idea. What's next? What we doing? So it really, really kind of messed me up. And that's whenever I came to this realization that there's a difference between dreamers and executors. I am submitting to you today that maybe, just maybe, if you're watching this video and if this is resonating with you, maybe, just maybe, we've been living in the dreaming state too long. Maybe we have been living in the dreaming state too long. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with dreaming. There's beauty in dreaming. But what I really got from that conversation with that man is maybe I've been living in the dreaming state too long. Now, there's beauty in dreaming, like I said, but comes a time where we have to execute. You can't just dream all the time and not execute. There's a lot of people that get caught in the dreaming stage. That's the people that are, going through life saying, hey, I wish I would have, or I would love to do this one day, but still makes no effort to change their lives, to make no effort to change the look of their family, make no effort to personally develop. That's living in the dreaming state way too long. So, what I got from that conversation, like I stated, is maybe I've been living in the dreaming state way too long, and it's time to execute. I was thinking about a passage as I was hearing that, and I was thinking about Proverbs 29:18. It says, when people do not accept divine guidance, they run wild. But whoever obeys the law is joyful. Another version says, give me 1 second, let me hook you up. Another version says, where there is no vision, the people perish, or is made naked, but he that keepeth the law, happy is he. I think it's right there in front of our face when it comes to dreaming and executing when we read this, right? So we got, there is no vision. That's the dream, the vision. We dreaming, we vision, we thinking of things. Oh man, that's great. But then it talks about, but he that keepeth the law. That's the work. That's the execution that I'm talking about. He that keepeth the law. You know how diligent, how disciplined, and how consistent you have to be to keep a law. And as you keep it up, then you will see fruit. I think a lot of times we want to see fruit way too fast. And that's what causes us to fail in our execution. One mentor that I listen to, he talks about how we get used to the paycheck. We get used to the paycheck. So when we go start a business and we don't see results within the first 3 months, we now are like, well, this isn't working because we're so used to work and receiving pay. Work 2 weeks, receive pay. Work a week, receive pay. I'm tired of that. That's not getting us to the vision. That's not getting us to the dream. It's not working. It ain't working. It may work for some people, but it ain't working for me. I don't know about you, but it ain't working for me. So how can we today stop taking the dreams? I'm not telling you to stop dreaming, right? I'm telling you to stop taking the dreams and putting them in the dreaming box. And take those dreams and say, hey, this is what it is, and let's put them in the execution box. How can we execute? A lot of times, I was thinking about this earlier, when it comes to execution, how can we execute? How can we go forward? I think a lot of times what can happen is I was thinking about a cheeseburger, right? So with a cheeseburger, if I got the vision of a cheeseburger in my head, I know the ingredients to a cheeseburger. I know the ingredients to, hey, I work my way backwards. So I know I need bread. I know I need cheese. I know I need a beef patty. I know I need, you see what I'm saying? I need all that stuff to make the cheeseburger. That's my vision. That's what I'm going to use to make it, right? But what I think it is a lot of times, for me personally, from what I've experienced in my life, is a lot of times there's not a exact ingredient for what I actually want to do, or what direction I want to end, or what result I actually want. I know the result I want, but I don't know the actual ingredients. So what I've come to realize is that there's a couple things that the ingredients come along the way. The ingredients are coming along the way, and I would love to take you on a journey with me as I figure out these ingredients as well. But the stage I'm in right now, what I'm learning right now, is the ingredients are coming along the way. But there's two things that have caused me to at least, using the cheeseburger method, to at least stand by the grill. You feel me? To at least stand by the grill. And those two things are this. Number one, praying for wisdom. One thing I've really been doing lately is just praying for wisdom. The Bible talks about, I don't know the exact scripture off the top of my head, please forgive me. But the Bible talks about that if you ask for wisdom, God will generously give it. Meaning that he cannot stop giving it. If I keep asking, he's going to keep giving it. He cannot go back on his word. He cannot lie. So, like I said, if I keep asking, he's got to give it to me. So it may not come the way I want it to look. It may not come the way I think it will look. But I need the wisdom, and I'm asking for the wisdom, so I'm going to get it. He got to give it to me. Number two, one thing I've learned is desperation. Desperation has forced me into execution. Desperation, as I told you in my last video, I've been searching for employment, searching for a job, right? Been searching for a job lately and figuring out how I want to do things and how I want to execute, what direction I want to go in life. And as I'm figuring this out, I figured out that so many people actually don't want what I've worked so hard to accomplish. The degree, the military experience. People don't want that. So what do I do now? Exactly. I'm in this desperate state. So what that has caused me to do is force myself to execute, force myself to stay disciplined, force myself to keep pressing forward, force myself to keep going. Ooh, it is hot up in this house. Oh my God. Oh my God. So that's where we at right now. Like I said, the two things I've learned, and I want you to take this with you and utilize these and understand that this is beauty in the situation or the step that you're in. And this is how we begin to start. I know I talk about leadership a lot, but this is important for us to start leading our lives. I'm not just talking about leading businesses, that we can wait for that later. I'm not talking about leading, even as real as this is, I'm not even talking about leading families right now. I'm talking about leading ourselves, because if we can lead ourselves, we can lead our families. If we can lead our families, we can lead a business. That's what I'm talking about. So take those two things, right? Number one, wisdom, and utilize your desperation. Utilize the energy that you're applying through desperation. I love y'all. Hope to see you next week. Got some good stuff that we're going to plan on doing. My dog is right here going crazy. I love y'all. And y'all have a good day. Say bye, Bubba.